What's up, everybody? This is A Force of Nature, Spiritual Awakening, and today we will be discussing Mercury in the 10th house in the natal birth chart. So, first, let's break down what Mercury is all about. So, we do know that Mercury is about your mind, it has to do with your instincts, your intelligence, your communicational style, your communication language. It has a lot to do with the way that you move your hands, the way that you move your body when you are even speaking when you're dealing with Mercury. Mercury does rule over the third house, and also it rules over the sixth house in the natal birth chart. Okay, so the third house is ruled by Gemini, where the sixth house is ruled by Virgo. Okay, so the third house has to deal with communications, your intelligence, networking, being very sociable with people. That is the third house. It also has to do with short distance travel, where the sixth house is more analytical, and it deals with working a lot, overworking yourself, overthinking yourself. Also with Gemini can also be overthinkers as well. Okay, but just speaking from the Mercury point of view, okay, Mercury is about your intelligence and your communication skills. Okay, so now Mercury is now being placed inside of the 10th house. And the 10th house is originally ruled by Capricorn. And we know that Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So the 10th house in the natal birth chart deals with legacy, your reputation, your status, power, being in control, being in charge, being structured, being disciplined, being the best, being ambitious. Okay, all of this is seen by the 10th house. The 10th house is about your career, being an entrepreneur, running your own business, working on a job, being a manager, a CEO, okay, a GM. All right, but it does speak about your reputation and the way that people perceive you on the work front. Okay, legacy as far as what you want to leave behind when you're not here anymore, or what you feel like you want to leave behind even when you are just still here and you just feel like you want to retire. Okay, so this placement of Mercury makes people especially good at solving tough problems during critical times when others would shy away from the scenes. Okay, these men and women are going to be extremely great at solving problems, crisis situations, when things are chaotic, when things is out of control, unbearable. Okay, these are going to be the men and women that know how to step up and take control. They know how to take action here. They know how to use their brain. They know how to use their mind and just go in how they're going to go in. They know how to discern and decipher how and what steps need to be taken in order for them to make this problem or situation better. Okay? So now, when it comes down to these men and women and their strengths is going to be elegant, charming, and discerning. And when it comes to their challenges, it's going to be impulsive and controlling. Okay, so this is my placement. I do have Mercury inside of my 10th house. Okay, so I am in tune with all of this energy. Moving along, Mercury in the 10th house, men and women. Those who are born with Mercury in the 10th house are specifically aiming towards personal development and great achievement in their personal lives. Nothing is more important to them than their goals. How they can get to the level where they look down on everyone else. The top of the social ladder. They are great speakers. They know how to communicate, and they might even know how to put their thoughts into writing with a great flair. Okay, this is what these men and women are going to be geared towards. For these men and women, a career is so much more than mindless working and repetitive tasks. It's about vision, intuition, adaptability, and the intelligent application of focused effort. Okay, as I already said, these men and women are extremely excellent at solving problems. Okay, they're great at solving problems. So, with Mercury in the 10th house, these men and women know exactly that not taking any action will result in a loss of opportunity or even a failed future. This is why these men and women don't hesitate when confronted with challenges, when they have the chance to develop themselves, to gather more knowledge and information, and to hone their skills. So it won't be a surprise to see these men and women doing odd kind of jobs, working in two places at one time, or working at two places at the same time, all in attempt to discover themselves, to walk the path of evolution. What helps them everywhere they go is that the talent for efficient communication, a flair for using words with high impact, the capacity of summarize information and share it so that anyone understands it. Okay, so these men and women are accumulating a lot of knowledge, a lot of information, and they love to be able to share with any and everybody that's willing to listen to what they have to say. They love that. This propels them to the top of their game. Now, these men and women might choose to leave for some time if they find great opportunities in other places. And it's obvious that the geographical limits don't exist for them. So now, this does also indicate they even relish the time off, the exploration of other cultures and foreign ideas and principles. Okay, this is what these men and women can also be interested in. Don't even think that they love being held up against their will in an office, in front of a computer, without freedom to change their approach based on personal preferences. So these men and women don't like being confined to just one old same old thing, repetitive shit. They are the type of people that like to be able to just move around, do what they have to do. I'm working on this job, but I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You know, they love to be able to move around. Just doing the same thing every single day is a bit boring to them. So they feel like they have to broaden their horizons. So now, men and women with Mercury inside of the 10th house simply stay calm and analyze the situation appropriately, using mental awareness and code intelligence to make quick work of any problem. So, Mercury gives them an edge when it comes to speaking in front of an audience, persuading or otherwise showcasing a piece of information in the most efficient way. Success is the most important goal on their to do list, and it's supposed to be endless, ambitious, and perseverance. Okay, this is what they're about. They realize that their great powers of persuasion and verbal sweet talking could be used to manipulate and even convince figures of power of um, versatility, of some calm, tricking others into believing something. So these men and women do have the ability to trick people into shit. They do have the ability to manipulate people, okay? Even convince people, persuade them, okay? Because these men and women are very good with words. They know how to put it together, and they're also very good at problem solving situations. They know how to do that shit down to a T. So this is why they are generally careful about what they say, about how they put it, so that the rest are left with their free will, okay, to interpret it how they want to interpret it. So they do have a high end connection with those that hold the authority, but they are generally subtle and humble about this. All in all, being aware and focused on exact details of their career is precisely the reason why they already have a good situation from early on. Okay, on in the media, most probably. Okay, so they can be very good with social media, things having to do with the computer, technology, anything that is new and future seeking. Okay, these men and women would do excellent in or even excel in. They have to realize that it's their responsibility to present themselves in the best light when in public, to impress and create a good opinion to others, to appear as responsible, reasonable, and even trustworthy to people. So, Mercury inside of the natal 10th house are always thinking about their potential, always focused on how they can develop and advance in their careers. In spite of all difficulties ahead, these people just don't give up and will not fret even when they have to take on multiple obligations at the same time. That will only challenge these men and women further to overcome their limits. It can only be something good. Okay? So now, when it comes down to the positive, the Mercury in the 10th house men and women people know how to approach any situation, how to best put their abilities to good use. Even when working in a team where teamwork is essential, and there are many different individuals with different mindsets put together, they manage to make impressive, being very impressive when working on a job, or even in group efforts. But these men and women really like to not really work in a group. They like to work on their own. They just do. They prefer to work on their own. They could work in a group, but they want to work on their own. So mainly, it's first because they know when to speak and how to present their ideas in a frank way and yet calm demeanor, so as not to insult or criticize anyone else in the atmosphere. Communication is immensely powerful and important in this astrological placement. So once transmitted, knowledge can take on the role of game changer. It truly reaches its potential and transforms the world as well as the minds of people. They are serious, understanding, with an angle and tricky mind, which they use to bypass any hostility coming from their audience. There are plenty of domains where they could flourish and get to the top with ease, but it is usually in public relations or media, social media, that gets to benefit from their help. Literally, these men and women can be very extremely great at public speaking, publishing, establishing a business related to communications, interpersonal relationships. The 10th house Mercury natives will most likely tend to think about these ideas. Of course, being so adept at using words to create a certain image, the world will look at them with admiration and also respect. So now let's get down to the negative. When you're dealing with this particular placement, Mercury inside the 10th house, they may be materialistic and relish in the comforts that money brings, but you can't say that they wasted on superficial or ignorant things. So it seems as though everything they invest in has a specific purpose to it, okay? A specific purpose to their lifestyle, something that brings it up a level, makes it even more enjoyable, at least for them. And it's nothing pretty simple and yet misunderstood by many. Anyone can choose what lifestyle suits them best and how they lead their life. It's pure subjectivity. These men and women work long enough to afford these moments of self appreciation and comfort. More so ever, this is also the time when they will think about communicating, okay, or even deciding to get into a committed romantic relationship, even establishing a family. They need to know how to impress and attract a partner sorry. They need to know how to impress and attract a partner. It's a combination of self endorsement, a showcase of their abilities and personality, as well as material means to ensure safety and security. So they aren't appreciated by everyone out there, and some even criticize these men and women. But hell, who out there is loved by absolutely everyone? Nobody. So there's always the odd one out who has something to say. There are often the failures and scornful individuals who want to muddy their reputation and also their fame. So these men and women can also be extremely famous in this lifetime. Okay, they can be famous. People can really be interested in them, intrigued by what they are speaking about, or what they might even have to say. Another thing that I did want to mention with this, okay, I did want to mention the careers. So with your Mercury inside of the 10th house, you can definitely excel in being a poet, a writer, a dancer, an actor, an actress, musician, singer, editor, publisher, astrologer, palmist, or even being in spirituality. Okay, if Mercury is with Venus, or if Mercury is in the star of Venus or the fifth house, Mercury is in the sign of Venus in the 10th house. Professions like writing, editing, public speaking will also be very well for these men and women. Okay, I did want to just touch on that. Is there anything else I wanted to say about this? Let me just go into this real quick. 1 second. Yeah, I don't like the way that popped up. This happens a lot. I usually just write everything on a piece of paper, but I've been doing this thing on a tablet lately. I haven't had time to just write all of these things out like I usually do. So I apologize. Okay, let's just do this right here. Okay, so let me just touch on this. So these men and women with their Mercury in the 10th house have a very good ability to express themselves. They have several talents. In fact, they have many um, feathers in their cap. So they may be multitaskers in their profession. These natives may also travel a lot, introspective, or whether they are doing a job or business of their own. They use their intelligence wisely to stay ahead in the game at work. They tend to make wise decisions and put forward innovative ideas which create a very good impression on others. While Mercury is in the 10th house, these men and women may have trouble working within a group unless they're leading the group or leading the team. They can move things forward through hard work and dedication, and their commitment is noticed by other people around them. They are also communicative with their marriage partner. They just need to ensure they are not stepping on anyone else's toes to move forward or move towards a goal. So these men and women with Mercury inside of the 10th house should use their communication skills to remove conflict and disputes. This will help them reach career goals and keep them financially stable. And that is important. Okay, it's extremely important because material possessions hold a lot of significance for these men and women. They like comforts, and they are really geared towards these things in their life. So now, when it comes down to the negative, this doesn't mean that people with Mercury in the 10th house spend money on uh, all different types of bullshit. Everything that they buy has a purpose. However, some may view it as a status symbol. That sports car has all the safety features they want, and it gets them to work quickly every day. But so do any other types of vehicles. Okay, so these men and women are going to be the type of men and women that probably do like to drive a nice car, like to have a nice home, like to have nice furniture in their house. Everything that they do get is serving a purpose. All right. Don't get me wrong. Yes, they will probably get something that's bullshit from time to time. Okay. But they really like to get things that are going to be useful. Okay. And not just things that are of no purpose. Okay. So, Mercury in the 10th house, men and women can be very wise and intelligent. They may even become very good writers. However, they have to be careful about what they buy. They should try to explain to others that it is not a status symbol but a necessity. Okay, just wanted to touch on that. And the positive of this will be that these men and women, Mercury in the 10th house, might have more than one job going on together for many years. They may change their career directions frequently, or they may be attracted to jobs that keep them on the move. These men and women require frequent changes in their settings and activities in order to stay stimulated and challenged. They can bring fresh energy to their conversations or to their jobs, perhaps because they need the stimulation. The 10th house largely governs professions, but also relates to social reputation, character, karma, ambition, and political concerns. The native who has Mercury in the 10th house are more likely to adopt for careers in writing and speaking. Okay, so they will be really geared towards either writing or speaking. They can be exceptional teachers as well. They get a lot of recognition from others for their brilliant ideas and thoughts. They can be thoroughly, okay, very thorough, men and women. All right, and they can be very professional and very intellectual. They are seen as very wise and also intelligent. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this one as no for now. And future videos to come up will go more into depth into this placement. So please be sure to check out my online store. It is Grimy Gear at www.grimygear.com. If you need a caterer, be sure to hit me up. I am the chef goddess also at Supreme Royale Catering at gmail.com. If you need my husband to do any work to your home, swimming pool, or business, be sure to hit him up at a Ron Nesbitt90 at gmail.com. If you need a birth chart reading, it will be $70 for 2 hours. If you need a synastry chart reading, it will be $90 for 2 hours. And if you would just like a tarot card reading, it will be $50. Any other information that you need will be in the About section on my YouTube channel. And if you are interested in a certain video, I might already have it provided for you. You can check out my playlist on the YouTube channel. Click on that. I have several videos for you to look at. Okay, so this has been A Force of Nature, Spiritual Awakening. Love is love. Peace and blessings to you all. And I will see you on the next one.